All right, good evening, Speed Gaming. A full day of lots of Link to the Past League action. We do have one last race to finish the day. We have azder versus ChelseyxLynn. That is the Shack Tools digging game versus But We're Buddies. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Bandman25. How you doing, Bandman?
I'm doing great. This has been an amazing day for me. This is race number 3 for me, so I'm ready to end this evening off with a bang.
Yep. Race number 2 for me. We've got a very busy day. Another busy day tomorrow coming up. So don't get a good night's sleep tonight and get up tomorrow morning. And I believe we start like at 11 a.m. But yeah, so we got Shack Tools Dig Game versus But We're Buddies. A bit of a tough one for But We're Buddies. This is a 5-1 Shack Tools Dig Game versus an 0-6 But We're Buddies team. Shack Tools Dig Game. We have azder with the pilot of Aussie. Kind of a interesting matchup. Both were in the tournament for the spoiler log last summer. Aussie won that tournament, and having him piloting is pretty good for that team. So it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Chelsey and her pilot Locke.
Yeah, it definitely is. We find half magic there in Link's house, and then the good old Moon Pearl there in the Sanctuary. So interesting start so far. Looks like Dark World might be a pretty quick access tonight. Ooh, 8 bombs nice. There with a tree pull. Wow.
Yeah, that's always a good scout. We have Chelsey on the other hand going to go ahead and looks like doing a full hand play. Sometimes the runners like to do that just to kind of get things started, give their pilot a chance to look at the log.
Yeah, and while looking at the log here, if you look down at our tracker, they already have our pendants and crystals marked. Looks like Ice Palace is the lovely green pendant, and Tower of Hera and Thieves Town are 5-6 for today. So interesting setup here. Our pendants, Eastern Palace and Turtle Rock. So it looks like no Ice Rod hunt for the day. And find a small key to pod there in the back of the well.
Yeah, good to get those pod small keys early. You don't know how many you need right away. So just, if you can find them and an early lamp. Is that all we're getting out of Kakariko? A lamp and a pod small. That's not a lot.
That's a very disappointing Kakariko.
Also interesting that azder skips right by that half magic sitting there in Link's house. He's not really worried about that magic. It's a nice luxury, but definitely not something needed.
It looks like azder is now making his way down here to South Shore. Going to probably check out Mini Moldorm. Maybe make his way on over to Ice Rod Cave. While, Chelsey finds the glove.
Okay, for a moment there, it looked like azder was going to skip that Mini Moldorm, but no, he's going to go in there. That middle Moldorm just not wanting to cooperate. Okay, there we go. Let's find out what is in the Mini Moldorm cave. Small key to Turtle Rock. Big key to Hera. Piece of heart. A map. And rupees. So really a couple things. The Turtle Rock small key being the most important thing there. The Hera big key not necessarily needed with Hera Pot, assuming they do have a hook shot before they go in there. We did see a seed earlier where Hera Pot was not doable because the hook shot was actually in the top of Tower of Hera.
Oh, that's kind of mean. And it looks like we found ourselves another pod small key there in the back of Escape. So finding 2 keys there to pod might be needing to go there early here, but we still got a long way to go for that. We still need our hammer to at least make it to the Dark World. And then
we're getting
to get through.
Getting a play over here to the Zora area. So not going to be Zora itself because it's only 50 rupees. We can't afford that. But there must be something in here in the waterfall cave. Big key to Thieves Town. That's an important one. And a little bit extra money.
Yeah, gonna need that big key. Unfortunately, we can't avoid that one.
Nope. Now, there are 2 big keys that we can completely skip. Those in the one in Swamp and Skullwoods that are just not needed at all. Unless you need the actual big chest. And of course, 2 that are logically required but not usually required. The Ice Palace one, and of course we already talked about the Tower of Hera one.
Azder now making his way now to Ice Rod Cave, while Chelsey finding I think it was her second pod key there in the back of escape or back of the well.
Yeah, we saw that pod key on Azder's side. He did not go into the back of the tavern though. Oh, there's your hammer at the Ice Rod Cave, and that is a small key to Hera. So interesting that Chelsey picked that one up. It may be that they just said, well, we haven't had her pilot lock might have said, we just want to make sure we grab it just in case. I know Aussie will find that if they need it. And it looks like Azder's going to go get his glove.
Yeah, finding that Tower of Hera's small key. Nothing better than taking that nice little coffee break here at this late in the evening here. Nothing better than having a nice cup of caffeine that will keep you awake for the rest of the night.
There you go.
And there's the glove. Now we have our Dark World access there on Azder's side, so it'll be interesting to see how quickly he makes his way to the Dark World.
Well, he's not quitting yet, so maybe there's something in Escape that he wants to get to. Or just wants that extra tree pull, get some more bombs. Yeah, he wanted that tree pull. That 8-bomb tree pull is a nice one indeed.
Yeah, definitely finding bombs right now is probably on the high part of their priority list, as well as always finding early magic, just like how we found that half magic there in Link's house, which I'm still kind of
surprised. He still hasn't picked up. You know, it doesn't surprise me that he hasn't picked it up, but it's just so free that just most people would. Azder's used to playing on low percent, though. He does he is the former world record holder on the new 3 heart low percent category, and is still a number 2. So he's very comfortable with low percent strats. But still, it's such a free location.
Oh, making our way here into Hype Cave. Oh, we find the boots. We can go fast.
It's a good Hype Cave. That's all we need. One good item, especially that good item. That makes a Hype Cave worth it.
Yeah, then he knows. Oh, well, never mind. I'll say he knows out of it, but no, it changes his mind. He's going back.
Yeah. Pretty classic. I mean, in Spoiler to have, it takes... When you get that spoiler log, you have so little time because the pilots, remember, don't get the spoiler log until the race actually starts. So it's very easy to, I shouldn't say it's very difficult to, always catch everything right away.
Yeah, and that was a small key to Thieves Town and to Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is good. Thieves Town, oh boy. Nothing better than having to go all the way down for that big key chest. Now because we already got it, so make life a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, gotta be careful here.
Yeah, boots without sword is definitely, as great as the boots are. Yeah, boots without sword, not necessarily the most fun thing in the world. You have to be very much more careful when you're running around without that sword.
And on the pyramid we got, the flute.
That's important.
And say, Chelsey pick up the... Oh, Chelsey's skipping the Turtle Rock, or the Thieves Town key. She picked up Turtle Rock.
Interesting. What did she pick up in the other chests? Because Azder opened the first and the fourth chest, and she opened the second and the fourth chest. What was in that second chest?
That was a heart piece.
Okay.
So that's very interesting that she didn't pick up that Thieves Town small key. Hopefully that didn't come back and bite her, but I'm going to take the runners and pilot's word for it that it may not be important.
It may not be.
Oh, please be careful, Chelsey. Down to 1. Oh my. Holy cow.
She's fine. This is fine.
No.
This is not fine. Okay, Azder, having activated the flute, is fluting over towards the Pod Eastern area.
Interesting play here. It looks like he's going to go straight to Eastern Palace here. So that's going to be at least 6 items here. But they don't have the bow, so it's going to be at least 5.
Yeah, I expect that there's something in the early parts. We don't have a big key, so So there's only 4 chests we can get to for sure. And chances are there's only 1 or 2 that we actually want. So we'll see what he picks up.
Yeah, and a lot of these 4 logs that I've seen already, even today, Eastern really has not been very valuable at all today. But I'm sure that both of us have seen the 4 completely different races. So.
Oh, for sure. So many races today. Like, if you didn't get your link to the past fill today, then you're not trying.
Oh, you'll definitely get it tomorrow and Sunday.
Oh, for sure.
Tomorrow there's just as many races as we had today. I think there's like 17 races today we had, and we're gonna have
Something
the same
like that,
tomorrow. Yeah. And, Magic Cape there.
Ooh, I wonder if it's something on Bumper Ledge. It's definitely not a safety I would expect Azure to pick up. But it's also getting right on the way. But then again, he didn't pick up the half magic, so.
And Chelsea finally picks up her flute. Gonna go I figured she'd go activate that right away, but she's at Link's house here, so see where she goes from here. Oh, she's gonna make her way to Eastern as well. It's gonna start at her house.
Okay, well, we've already picked up the cave. There's something more important there. Because we're going on to the big key chest.
It's always nice to have these boosts down these long corridors here.
Absolutely.
Oh, the
mirror. Oh, mirror. Yep. We want that. Definitely want a mirror. Swamp Palace is a crystal today, so we definitely need that mirror. Hard required.
Definitely
as you're fluting to Death Mountain.
And where are you going as? Oh,
He's just gonna refill. You can still get the refill even if you haven't rescued the old man. He's kind of like in 2 places at once right now. Obviously, you don't get the save quit, but you don't really need to save quit with the flute. So the old man obviously doesn't have anything for us. But I think that's pretty smart because, you know, those boulders would have one-hit KO'd him if he hit one, so.
I learned something new tonight. Even in this late 9 hour, I learned something new. I did not know that. I always thought you had to get the uncle first. Oh, the book. I totally missed that being picked up there in Eastern.
I don't think Azure picked it up.
Nope, he did not. Not there on his menu, so.
So we'll see if that turns out to be something. Could be a safety that Azure's just not going to bother with. Could also it could be something important that Asi's missed. I'm going to bet on the former though, or maybe that Chelsea and Locke are just haven't quite figured out. Am I going to be able to get into Desert pretty easily without? If that's the case, then having the book as a backup is not a bad idea.
Yeah, and they're finding our first key there to Misery Mire. They're in the basement.
Not a required key, so interesting that we picked it up. But Misery Mire is it's nice to have have a small key to Misery Mire to route it a little bit better if you want to go to some of the chests that need the switch hit, like the cutscene area, the compass chest, even the main lobby chest. You don't have to go grab an extra pot key.
Yeah, those fire locked areas definitely would love to have an extra key for that. Man, those mini moldworms are not playing fair today. Oh my.
Yeah, and again, not having that sword.
And it looks like just going straight up to Moldorm here. You're gonna go get that first 5-6 crystal.
Yeah, so that tells me there's either something on Pyramid Fairy or that there's something on Moldorm. Or maybe there's something in the big chest. Because he's going to fall down instead of doing the bomb jump. And I know Azure can do the bomb jump, but I think in this case, just the fact that we have so little... he's got so little health, it's probably just safer to have fallen down the way he did. Of course, as it turns out, it's a mitt in the chest over there.
Oh, and Chelsea just found the Swamp Palace small key there in Bonk Rocks.
Yep. So that'll be one that Azure will have to pick up.
And Moldorm, not playing very nice at all. Not even letting him jump down to go beat him.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be careful. Down to 1 heart. You can't take a hit.
There's 2 hammer hits, and there's number 3. So just
There we go.
over 14 minutes. There's our first crystal on the board. And Moldorm gives us just $20. So Tower of Hera, just a bust for today.
No, we had mitts there.
Oh, yep. You're right. So not
Kind of
quite
important. So that book only necessary if there's something on a tablet. Since we have flute, mitts, and mirror.
And no, he's going into the Spectre.
Yeah, this makes sense to do the second, unless it's an item that's going to help you with Tower of Hera. And it's just a big key, so it's going to be important for something. But we already had the Hera big key, so it wasn't for this.
Ooh, pod big key.
Oh, and Chelsea going to go for the hover.
Oh, come on, Chelsea. That's not fair.
You got it.
Chelsea, that's not fair. I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah, she only got the one direction.
I'm still impressed, though.
Yeah, very nicely done. Okay, now as you're heading back to the Kakariko.
And there's his Tower of
He said
Hera.
the Tower of Small Key. That means there is something there. Because I guarantee you Aussie doesn't bring him back there if it isn't necessary.
Yeah, and he's...
Anytime both pilots go after it. When it's one, you think maybe it could be some sort of, hedging your bets or something, or miscommunication. There's lots of possibilities. But once the second person does it, then, you know it has to be something important. But it looks like he's not going to bother with it right now. And we're going to head over to the Mire Desert area. And we still don't have a sword, so...
Man, Dead Rocks aren't playing very nice today either. Jiminy Christ.
Dead Rocks never play nice. At least they don't play nice for me.
That makes 2 of us. Oh, another big key. Holy cow, we're finding all the big keys today. And there's our Turtle Rock big key. Wow.
That's an important... Well, is that an important one? Interesting, because Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Now, that's our 4th big key so far out of 10. Wow. Or out of 11, actually.
11.
And it looks like Chelsea just playing some dodgeball today. And our 5th one, Misery Mire. Need that one.
Yeah, that one we need.
But Chelsea doing a great job playing dodgeball here with the tiles. Oh, I talked too soon.
Yeah, that is rough to do. She's got that cape, though. If you're not, you could do the coffee break strats, but you could also, that cape, just, put that cape on and just grab onto the wall. Doesn't use any magic.
Well, she can't do the coffee break strat because she doesn't have any bombs. And she doesn't have anything else that could...
Yep. That's a good point. Yep. So, cape. Use the cape. Use the cape. As you're picking up a heart container over a checkerboard cave, his first...
Now, does that act? I know that there's the cave glitch. Does that work the same way as it does in GT here in Tower Hera, where you grab the wall and just...
anytime you grab the wall with the cape on, you don't use magic. And I'm really surprised she's not going to that.
Yeah, and azder he's making his way beelining all the way back up here to Tower Hera.
So there is, he wants this item too.
All right, so what is it then? What's so important that's up here? Is it a bow, a hook shot, a rod, a medallion, Cane of Samaria, a key? I wonder what it is, because I don't know. I have not yet looked at the spoiler log.
Yeah, we've got the spoiler log available to us. We're not gonna. I don't look at it. We talked about this before, but I don't look at it until towards the end, when there's just things out of curiosity that people might want to know. As you're also going to just avoid the tiles. Something I see him do all the time, though. Typically, when he does his runs, that was a hook. It is a hook shot. Okay, there you go.
Wow.
Typically, he doesn't have the items to make the coffee break easy to set up. So. Okay, so Chelsea decided to get this hook shot first so she could do the hair pot, I guess, but chose not to.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. It looked like she was gonna set it up, but then I guess she just changed her mind. But
yeah, it would have been really good for her too, because you can get those fairies in the pot.
Well,
And
oh yeah,
unfortunately, she takes a death coming up.
well, chat's also reminding us again. She didn't at the
No
time. She didn't
bombs.
have any bombs, but she does now. She's got one. So, but she was also down
Yeah,
only
you would
down
need a
to
bomb.
one heart. She was only down to one heart too. So
the
that was
the
kind of
bomb one. Yeah, so that's rough.
yeah, that's a double whammy right there.
Meanwhile, as you're taking his hook shot, looks like he's headed to the Dark World over in the Village of Outcasts area, so perhaps going to do Thieves Town. Depending on where the fire rod is, may be able to do Skull Woods. Fire rod and sword. We still don't have a sword. I mean, that's not. I mean, I've seen seeds, when it's not Sporo Log, where you go a long time without a sword. But this is pretty late to not have a sword in a Sporo Log.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It seems like a lot of spoiler log seeds. Usually one of the first items you find, usually within the first 10 minutes. So
those swords must be in really bad places. Always a little weird when you get up to Moldorm and the music doesn't change. I'm not sure what causes that. I don't think I've seen that I see that all the times in entrance.
well, I've seen it several times here actually in this week for
Have you?
Moldorm.
I wonder if it's a Keith Bandy thing.
I'm actually really curious of why that happens too. I mean, we're always so used to hearing it. So, and right there, that's Chelsea's first crystal, and at the exact same, well, almost the exact same time, we find the blue cane there on the Azder side, there in the big key chest of Thieves Town.
Oh, this is interesting. I don't think there is anything in the big chest because Azder just skipped. Wait, he should have. Did he not? No, I thought he picked up a small key to Thieves Town. He did not pick up the pot key. Right, no, okay, that's right. So he just used the one that he picked up, and so he's able to skip the one in the pot. Which tells me there's nothing in the big chest. That's a good play. I like that. You pick it up in case you need it, and then when you realize you don't, you can save a little bit of time picking up one key. Also, heads up using that blue cane around those crickets. They'll do 2 hearts of damage, which right now would kill him.
Yeah, it's amazing how much when you finally hit the Dark World, how much damage just spikes up. You're going from half a heart to 1 heart to now 2 hearts.
Yep, exactly.
And Chelsea going back up the mountain.
Well, we haven't seen Paradox, and she does have that hook shot, so maybe there's something there. And that is where she's headed, so see what's over there.
And just a heart piece there in the maiden's chest.
Yeah, heart. It's nice to kind of pick up those heart pieces on the way if you can time it right so that the 4th one gives you a convenient refill.
It looks like Chelsea going to go buy some bombs here at the very rare
shop
here on Death Mountain.
Yeah, you don't see this shop very often. But yeah, now she won't have to worry for a while. Yeah, it's one of the differences with spoiler. You're not picking up everything. You do have that situation where where you don't necessarily. It's easier to run out of arrows and bombs and stuff. As you're going to start out doing the hammer strats, he has a little bit of magic left, so he can switch over to the cane of burner if he wants to. And again, his Tower Big Key in Paradox Cave, so that's going to be important. Not something that Azure needs to pick up right now, but it's definitely something he's going to need to pick up at some point.
So I guess we don't get to play the big key guessing game today then?
No big key guessing game. And as you're holding on to that wall in between, and he's going to go ahead and at some point he has to let go.
Yeah, now he's
switch
picking up.
over. Yeah, switch over to the K and Burna.
And Chelsea did find a blue male there.
Oh,
Ooh.
doesn't quite get it. That's rough. And he's just gonna bail on that for now. He'll go back. So we got blue mail and a Ganon's Tower big key over in Paradox. I'm guessing we didn't get it. Oh, there's a sword.
Oh, and we did find our Quake medallion there in Paradox Cave. So we sort of missed that one, but I saw that one on the replay. So that gives us our entrance into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think we've been picking up keys for Turtle Rock. I think there's something here. Now let's see what's at Hammer Pegs.
Oh, Fire Rod.
Fire Rod, nice.
Hopefully we don't have to go too deep now in Turtle Rock.
And a Cane of Samaria in Hookshot Cave, as well as a heart container. Let's see where Azder's heading. Oh, he's gonna go get that Bonk Rocks. I feared it was here, but it was something important.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see what was on the floating island here.
Yeah, there was see, oh, it was a sword. Absolutely want that. Yeah. It looks like Azder's heading over towards Back of Escape. So I gotta believe that Azder is gonna head up to the mountain pretty soon and get that stuff. To be fair, yeah, Azder has not routed back up to the mountain yet. He left after doing the Hera stuff, so he'll get back up there.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, there he goes. Now he's gonna take that half magic. You know, it's kind of a shame that might have allowed him to survive the blind fight. So maybe this is why he's just gonna go ahead and pick it up now. That extra little bit of magic might have made the difference. And now he's gonna go ahead and hit the mountain and get all that stuff.
Yeah, so I think Azder just has the blue cane. I don't think he has the red one yet. So we just
No, he doesn't. He's got the blue one from Thieves Town. The red one's he'll get the red one because it's sitting there in Hookshot Cave and he's heading that direction.
Just wanted to make sure my eyes weren't playing a trick on me.
Absolutely.
I have full faith on our tracker here, T Sigma. So
absolutely, I have faith in our trackers. We have good trackers.
Oh, the wonderful pokies with the hammer. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna give Azder a bit of an advantage. He already has that fire rod, so it's gonna make that room a lot easier for him. One fire rod shot.
And Chelsea just bypassing the chain chomp, so she doesn't have to worry about getting bit by one of those.
Oh, those chain chops are the worst. Azder picking up the blue mail, so he's got that extra safety too now.
I want to say, if I recall right, getting bit by one of those with green mail is 8 hearts, and I believe
it's a
6.
lot. Like they are not kidding around.
And Chelsea avoiding the anti-fairy. Oh, not going to pick up the key down there with the other pokey, which kind of don't blame her with.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I mean, I'm not sure what we're getting in Turtle Rock. We aren't going to full clear it. There's no reason to. I mean, unless there's something on Trinex, but we don't have an ice rod, so I don't foresee any of them going further than they're certainly not going to go further than they need to. I don't foresee either one of them clearing this.
Well, if I had to take my guess with how far they're going right now, and usually how Turtle Rock is, my guess is it's either going to be Mimic Cave or it's going to be there on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, very. Neither one would surprise me.
And it looked like Chelsea was trying the Quake medallion, but I think the pokey had jumped just in time before it actually was able to take the hit from the Quake, it looked like.
Yeah, it's interesting because in terms of just pure routing, what Chelsea doing would be. It feels like it's pretty efficient because you just do this stuff on the mountain right after you do the Hera stuff. But the fact that Azur's got a fire rod to deal with those pokies and is just going to make this so much easier for him. Even having taken that death in Thieves Town, and when they get back to Thieves Town, like he's going to catch up to her in Turtle Rock to whatever they're getting, and then when they go back to Thieves Town, he's just going to have to go straight to blind, not going to have to go ahead and do the rest of the dungeon, and she's still going to have to do the whole dungeon. So this is he's gonna catch up and take the lead back here.
Yeah, I think both these deaths that they've taken are probably gonna even themselves out, especially since, I mean, Turtle Rock is obviously the second longest dungeon in the entire game, and unfortunately where that death did happen, I mean, that's kind of about the halfway point. And if I had to guess, I'd probably say about the halfway point in Turtle Rock is probably the full completion of Thieves Town.
Yeah, this time Chelsea in a much better shape to get through this. I guess whatever we're looking for. Oh, she just wants the key. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Mimic Cave or Laser Bridge never fails.
Yeah. Well, what we said, we did pick up the big key, so that if it is Laser Bridge, we can get there. And you already see as you're making quick work of the pokey there with the fire rod. And Chelsea having to go through this again, 2 more pokies. There is a heart she can pick up, and I think one of these pots has a heart as well.
Yeah, I believe it's the one that right there on that upper left-hand corner, if I remember right. One's got a magic, one's got an anti-fairy, and I can't remember what the last one has. I think it's like one of everything, if I remember right.
I want to say blue rupees, but I wouldn't swear to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't swear to it either. There's one pokey down. Pokies are being nice. They're actually dropping hearts in this room. Chelsea doing an awesome job with these sword spins on a fighter's sword, and down it goes. There she goes. Oh, well, at least we know it's not Mimic Cave because she's bypassing. It is not Mimic Cave. She's bypassing that, so Laser Bridge, here we come.
And you see the difference with Azure just fire rodding the pokies, and he was it looked like he was about to go, but quickly U-turned.
Another heart container there, nice to have. Brings her up now to 7 hearts and blue mail.
Yeah, it's pretty good for spoiler.
Yeah, it seems to be very common, about 8-9 hearts, sometimes up to 10, but very rare when they get into a second line.
Okay, and as you're also picking up that heart, that's a lot of hearts for him. We're talking about a player that runs the 3 heart low percent, so 8 hearts blue mail.
Yeah, I've never been able to figure out how they do that, how they can run the entire game on 3 hearts and skip the the heart containers after every boss. But ooh, flippers.
Yep, I guess that's what we need out of there.
Yeah, she's noping real quick out of there, so.
Let's see if Azure does the same.
And of course, it was in the very last chest of Laser Bridge. I mean, of course.
Oh, of course it is.
This game is just having too much fun being trolly today.
Yeah. Yep. Progression on Pendant Laser Bridge. We'll just, sigh. So, it happens.
So it looks like Chelsea now going to make her. Looks like Chelsea and Az are going to make their way down here to Swamp Palace, possibly.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
No, I guess not. Maybe Pod. Now that you got the hammer, I mean, you're still missing. Nope. Never mind. I was going to say she's still missing the hammer. So.
Yeah, looks like Azure is going to do the swamp play. Oh, we're going to see something on Lake Hylia Island.
Ooh, big key.
Big key to something.
Desert
to
Palace.
desert. Okay. We need that. We don't need it right now unless we're going to do desert right now.
Well, we found our Fisher Price shield there in the dam chest.
Yeah, a little surprised he picked that up.
And Chelsea now making her way now to the Zora area, getting a big key to Thieves Town. She can now
Right, that's right. Azder picked that up a while ago.
a small key to Turtle Rock. So there's our third Turtle Rock key, while Chelsea picks up a blue goo.
Interesting. I don't think either one of them picked that up. They could have skipped the pokey key if they'd grabbed that earlier. That would have definitely, especially if Chelsea had picked that up, that would have been very useful for her. And since she had so much trouble with that pokey.
Oh, we just found the most valuable map of the entire game.
Yeah, the Hyrule Castle map. That is such a muscle memory. I can't tell you how many players I've seen this week pick up that chest.
And there's our third key in the pod there in King's Tomb. So I think it's more than enough keys we need to get all the way through pod with the big key and then 3. So
yeah, you only need 1 if you're just going to beat the dungeon. 2 will let you get other stuff. If there's like 1 good thing, then Azder does not need a 3rd small key, but it would be certainly convenient to have 1 because you would then avoid having to go to the right side twice.
yeah, I actually calmed a race, I believe it was last night, for the first time I saw somebody actually use a grand total of 1 key, or 2 keys, and making their way through the back and getting all the items they need. I had never seen that before. I've always had seen everybody take 3 or 4 keys going in, so.
Yeah, it just depends on exactly what locations you actually have. And so far, we're not getting anything out of Swamp.
Oh, we're going to see our diver down here.
As you're going to do this on the left side here, which means you don't have to jump into the water. Small key to Ganon's tower, which is nice, and another heart container for safety.
These heart, that's probably about the nice thing about this game so far, is a lot of their heart containers that they have found have been on the road.
They really have.
I mean, they haven't been going out of their way at all.
Nope. And we see another pod small in Swamp.
So I think we've about found them all. That's number 4. So 4 out of 6 pod small keys.
Yeah, and 4 is enough to full clear the dungeon if you don't open the main door and you hammer jump. Chances are they don't have to full clear it, so the chances are they don't need all of them. And Argus with a fighter sword is a pain. So he's going to try and grab 2 puffs at the same time and then do a sword spin. Misses on that 1 puff. Doing a nice job, though. The other choice is menu strats, which no one wants to do.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him on that one. I mean, just taking your time on this one with that fighter sword. If you miss one here or there, that's okay. I mean, he's doing a great job and being very consistent on picking them up. And, well, until I say that, then...
Well, when you get to the end of it, it's harder to grab them.
Oh, I guess we do get to see a little bit of menu boss there.
Yeah, he was trying to get the very last one with the hammer. Didn't quite make it. But now you can switch to the fire rod to finish off the fight. And
it looks like we about need 1 more fire rod hit. Or 2 more, and there he goes.
There we go.
There, just under 38 minutes. That's our 2nd crystal of the game. Argus just dropping some bombs. While Chelsea is just 1 room away from taking on her first round of blind here. Hopefully she'll get all the way through that. But
yeah, she should have she's got a sword. She's got a sword, so she'll have an easier time than what Azure had. He was trying to do hammer strats and didn't quite have enough magic to effectively use the cape and blue cane. It looks like Chelsea didn't even grab the blue cane.
No, I don't think she did. And there's phase 2 down. Doing a nice job keeping blind on script. And there's number 3. So 38.5 minutes. There's her 2nd crystal. Getting 20 rupees. But most importantly, picking up that 2nd rupee, while Azder now picking up his big key to Desert Palace here.
Yep. And let's see where he goes next.
Yeah, just missing a small key to fully clear Desert. But at least you can at least you can beat the boss as of right now. Don't know if we're going to need that small key or not of desert.
Yeah, I mean, the right side might have something, but often doesn't. And he looks like he's just going head straight to the back of desert. Interesting, he's not going to... I don't think he's going to pair this in with Meyer. We don't have an ether medallion yet for Meyer. Our equipment for Meyer is really, really bad.
Yeah, it looks like we're going straight to the back here at desert, so...
Yep, just gonna go kill the boss. There must be nothing else of interest in here.
And Chelsea picking up her fire rod there and hammer pegs. And maybe Skull Woods now?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she's heading that direction. You know, people always say that GT, when you use the red cane, is on those whiz roads up near the top of the tower. Say that's the most satisfying room. To me, this is the most satisfying boss when you can hit landmills here with 6 fire rod shots and like that, and poof, they're gone.
And Azure does it perfectly as you said it. And a bow. Okay, that makes sense. Getting that bow.
Very nice. That now makes pod fully completable now with that bow.
Well, we can beat the dungeon. We can beat the boss. We still have enough. He doesn't have enough keys to full clear it, but I don't think he plans on full clearing it. So that makes sense why he would do desert without being able to combine it with Meyer, because you can't do Meyer until he gets that ether.
Yeah, it looks like that's where he's going. He's going straight to pod. Wow, Chelsea gonna go take on Mothula.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. The half magic and the fire rod will help. So she'll possibly use more fire rod shots because Fighter Sword Mothula is difficult. Now, granted, Moth is one of the few bosses that gets damaged by a Fighter Sword. Blind being the other one. So if she runs out of magic, she can still finish this off.
This seems to be a common fight today. I think I've seen this about 3 times now, where they're basically you have a Fighter Sword taking down Moth, and Moth just lays down some sticks for us today. So
yeah,
nothing too important. But there's her 3rd crystal, just under 42 minutes. So even back up.
The tough part for Chelsea is the dungeons that Azure needs to do are going to be shorter than the ones that she needs to do. Although Swamp is not too bad. There wasn't a whole lot that we picked up in Swamp, and Desert's pretty darn quick as well. So let's see what she decides to do next. We're going to see a hammer jump here.
Yeah, especially since we really didn't have to spend any time in Desert. We just needed to
go to the back, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and there's our Ether medallion.
There's Ether, okay. And that may be all we're getting here, because we have one pod small key left, and that might just mean go to the boss. Now let's just take a look. What do we need? We need swords. At least one more.
I think that's really about all we need. Just another sword.
So we can do Meyer. We need swords.
Because Azure does have the hook shot.
Yes, he does. We don't care about Ice Rod today.
Yeah, we can beat Skull Woods.
Well, Chelsea already did, so Azure just needs to go finish up pod here and then quickly do Skull Woods, refinish up Thieves Town, and do Meyer. Chelsea needs to do Desert. Needs to go get her stuff get the rest of what she needs for pod, and then also do Meyer. So yeah, we're not missing a whole lot. We're sword mode.
Dang, so where are these swords at?
Yeah, so Aussie and Locke frantically searching swords.
Yeah, it's really weird that, here we are 45 minutes and both runners are still stuck on Fighter Sword.
I know, that's rough.
But now, down in the basement of pod, making quick work of these turtles. And we're going to see a King Helmosaur fight. And at the exact same time, Chelsea's going to be taking on Lamos. I'm sure that she'll do the exact same thing. 6 fire rod shots to take him down. And like I said, to me, the most satisfying room of the entire game right here.
Oh, doesn't quite get it, but she'll get it fairly quickly afterwards.
Oh. I only thought she missed a one shot. Well,
yeah, she missed.
Still
yeah,
job.
But you know what? 2 rounds, it's fine. She did good.
Yeah, just like that, literally the exact same time. If you blinked, you missed it too, and because there goes down King Helmsword. So, literally at the exact same time, both runners have themselves 4 crystals of this game. All right, Tracy. So where are you going from here?
Well, if I'm Chelsea, I'm going to Pod, and if I'm Azure, I do Thieves Town and Skull Woods. Chelsea may be holding out for a better sword for Swamp Palace, and I don't blame her. Ooh, we're going back into Eastern. This is interesting.
Well, we didn't have the big key last time, so I would think it's
we
probably...
still don't have the big key, and it's a pendant, so I'm really confused. Unless like they picked up a big key I didn't catch.
Oh, it looks like he's gonna go pick up the book. He skipped that last time.
He did skip the book. So maybe there is something important on one of the tablets. Presumably on Bombo's tablet, because well, I guess, yeah, I was gonna say it would be Bombo's, but it could be Ether. But yeah, we can only check them right now. We can't actually do anything with the book. Okay, so as you're gonna head over to Meyer, it looks like. Proving me wrong, but maybe there's a sword here. Or maybe there's another bow so we can have silvers for the Vidi fight. This is not a good Vidi fight right now.
No, I actually had the privilege of calming a match a couple days ago. A fighter sword Vitreous fight. And yeah, it was extremely long, but I gotta tell you, it was one of the most amazing, literally like the second most amazing fight I've ever seen. The first amazing fight I ever saw was a few years ago, where I saw somebody have to use bombs and the blue cane to beat the landmills.
Oof, that sounds horrible.
It was. I can't remember who ran that race, but man, I gotta admit, that was the coolest thing in the world. It took them a couple of tries to do it, but they finally did it, because I believe landmills actually had like the first sword.
And we had picked up a Misery Mire small key, so...
Yeah, and as we're skipping everything...
No, we're just going to the back. Wow, okay. Where are those swords that you're gonna go straight to Vidi with a fighter sword? Oh my.
Well, you did say Azder does like the low percent. I mean,
he does, but he does this. You don't usually do this with a fighter sword. You do it as a master sword. So this is really interesting.
Well,
there it is. Okay, now we're good.
Man, okay, I was.
So this will be a luxury for him. He's done this 3 hearts green mail. He's got 7 hearts right now. Half magic, blue mail.
Well, at least
still going to be a tough fight, but it's definitely one that he's more than experienced. He can even use a cape if he wants to.
I was starting to think maybe he was trying to give himself more of a challenge here. Going to use that fire sword on Vitreous. Oh, and we see a spooky action glitch.
Very nice.
I wasn't sure if he set that up there when he hit that portal. It looked like he did, but I wasn't 100% certain. But he did. Now it's time to get ready for Vitreous at the exact same time. Here we are again in the same position we were about 3 minutes ago. Both of them are on boss fights. Using spin strats, and then now using the cape.
Might as well use the cape.
And he's got plenty of arrows.
Yeah, just soften those eyeballs up enough so you don't have to shoot a bunch of arrows into them. And finishes a Vidi very nicely.
Yeah, so both runners here, just under 49 minutes, picks up their fifth
another
crystal.
Turtle Rock small key.
And a bottle. Another bee in a bottle, actually.
Yeah,
I guess
another
it's
useless
taking what else
bottle.
we got.
Okay, so Azder's gonna go finish up these down Skullwoods. Chelsea still needs to do Swamp Palace and Misery Mire. So it'll be interesting to see which order Chelsea does them, and if she wants to have that Master Sword for Argus. The Master Sword doesn't make as much of a difference as a Tempered Sword, so I could see going either way for her. Azure just doesn't matter. You gotta do both. Okay, so Chelsea is going to go ahead and do Mire first. She'll get her sword, and then she'll be able to go ahead and finish that up. So the Argus fight will be maybe a little bit easier, although it's pretty much for me. This is the same strat. Still doing I would still do the sword spins, although some runners will just do double slashes on the buffs.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably just more of a preference because they probably do about the same damage and about the same amount of time.
With the Master Sword, it's pretty similar. It's just it's still nice to double them up though. Okay, and as you're now gonna finish up line pretty quickly here. Gonna even use some sword beams.
Yeah, say now he's cheating now using sword beams. Chelsea was cheating with the hovers. Now Azer's cheating with the sword beams. There's two of them down. Doing a nice job dodging.
Yeah, and of course, with when you go into blind the second time, the script is gone, so doesn't get that benefit, but does pretty quickly.
And there goes blind while Chelsea now picks up her Master Sword, and
she's gonna go for the hover.
Again. Not fair, Chelsea. Wow.
There it is.
Very nice, Chelsea. Very nice. And even come back to pick up that magic. So just a Skullwoods now here on Azer's side, and that's gonna be that'll be his 7th dungeon. So
it will be.
Very quick seed here. I mean, here we are a little over 50 minutes so. And since we're seems like we're going as fast as we are, might as well give a shout out to our runners here. If you have not already done so, give a follow to these runners here. They're doing an amazing job, both Chelsea.
Yeah, unfortunately the bot is not updated.
Oh, is he not? Oh, no, that's from the last game, isn't it? Well, I tried. You know what? Here's my love to both these runners right here. So, azder, ChelseyxLynn, there you go. Here's my love to you guys. I'm going to go follow you after this match.
Yeah, I can put in Azur's Twitch. I don't know what Chelsea's is. So somebody else in chat does. Please put it in there. Because Chelsea deserves follows as well. Doing a very nice job. I mean, considering a bunch of those early deaths, she's not that far behind.
No, she's not. I say, make sure you give our wonderful tracker T Sigma a follow as well. Give my co-com here, Tracy M, a follow as well. I mean,
yeah, you can give Bandman a follow too, But yeah, and I've got people working on the actual bot command, so hopefully we'll have that. Yeah, thank you, Seraph04, for putting in Chelsea's Twitch. And not surprising, it is exactly what the screen name is, but you just never know for sure.
And there goes down a Victorious on Chelsea's side for a Turtle Rock Small Key. And as they're doing his best, avoiding all these spikes, and there goes the Moth. That's his 7th crystal.
Yep, and he's gonna head up to GT.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't play the big key guessing games. We hit that.
Nope, we already got it.
All right, go ahead, Chad. Throw your guesses in there. I believe that we found that on Paradox Cave, I think. I don't remember.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't remember. I don't remember either. And it looks like Chelsea. Yep, Chelsea's making her way now into Swamp Palace. Gonna be her last crystal. Oh, T Sigma telling us that we're correct. We was in Upper Paradox Cave.
No, you were correct. I just didn't remember.
Oh. Well, I'm still gonna give T Sigma the credit for it. What is on the ped? Pet. Chat's asking about pet. I'm actually interested in what that is now too.
I will check, because I just pulled up the spoiler log.
Oh, that's interesting.
The pedestal has a shovel.
That's interesting.
I guess that means I gotta figure out what's behind that shovel.
I don't remember what that's called there in the spoiler log.
I know, that's why I'm having trouble. Flute spot, boss heart container, so nothing.
Nothing.
We still have that book that we haven't actually done anything with, so
Well, we're
see
gonna find out.
Yeah, we may find out real soon what's over there.
I would think we're gonna find out either. I mean, it's right here. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't imagine azder skipping it, but
Not having gone out of his way to go get that book.
yeah, because he went back. He double dipped into
He
Eastern Palace to
went
pick it
back
up.
for that book.
So my guess, I would have to either say a sword or silvers.
Has to be. Yep, there's the mirror.
Oh, tempered sword.
There it
we
is,
go.
tempered sword. And again, at this point, I can tell you where the other sword is.
Yeah, we've actually sort of already passed it twice.
Yeah, well, sort of. I mean, we needed an extra item for it. There actually turned out to be another sword in the Eastern Palace big chest. So we'd have to have gotten the big key for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do not have that big key, did we?
Yep. And let's see, how do I look up big key?
I believe it's like.
Oh, here it is. Big. Yeah,
key.
I see it. I see it. Skullwood's bridge room. Okay, yeah, I don't blame them for not going for that sword. This one works. The ones they got work just fine.
And Chelsea picking up another heart container and picking up a key to GT, so she won't have to worry about going down the basement to go pick up a small key. That ended up being one of the many factors of a race I called just recently, my match before this one.
Okay, so as you're down to 1 heart, I think this might be a good opportunity for him to take the safety fairies here. Yeah, there we go.
Remember when I was a kid, I was trying to figure out how in the heck do I get to this room. It wasn't until I started watching these kind of races where I finally figured it out.
I know, right? Okay, Chelsea Chelsea gonna go ahead and get into her Argus fight. Yeah, see, she's basically using the same strats with that Master Sword. But in the end, I mean, at that point where she was at, it didn't matter whether you do Hera first or Mire first or Swamp first. And, you know, having that Master Sword in other parts of the dungeon probably helped her out as well. Okay, as you're making his way through the gauntlet, 1 more room left.
There we go. Down goes Argus.
Oh,
under.
As you're missing 1 shot on the landmost, he'll clean that up here. And Chelsea, with her 7th crystal, will head up to GT.
Now here's everybody else's most satisfying rooms of the game here with that Canis Mario taking down all those whiz robes in 1 shot.
Yeah, that first room is pretty satisfying. This second room, when you finally get it, because this second room is not as easy to figure out.
And Chelsea attacking the dead rocks before the dead rocks attack her.
Yeah, that hookshot is really useful for those dead rocks. You can double hit them and move them back further. And they're as bad as they are, they're just a little less bad. Azder's going to have to grab the key here. Skips the chest.
Yeah, that's all he's grabbing right now. So since he's skipping everything, I'm going to say it's safe to say that probably silvers are not in here.
Yep, probably not.
Be interesting to see where Ganon tells us where those are at. And there goes Moldorm 2. Hook shot here across onto the chest, and he checks it. Oh, ice rod.
Because, that's what we need. It reminds me of the first week with the All Dungeon co-op, where there was at least one race I saw where that's exactly where the ice rod was for a pendant turtle rock. And in All Dungeons, you got to go back to do it.
That's just one of those spots where you just want to do a facepalm. Like, really?
Thanks, game.
Oh, Tracy, I hope you're good at math, because I am not.
Well, this isn't math. This is not how. As a math person and a physics person, this is actually not how it works. But if you know what you're doing, you can learn how to reflect those balls properly, as azder has, and does a very nice job.
Yeah, it looked like that was a 2-2-3 actually. While Chelsea now picking up her temper sword before she makes her way into GT. And now it's time to fight Ganon. Which I'm sure this will be a very quick fight here, except with this tempered sword. Oh, that sounds like an evil laugh. Are you looking at the spoiler log?
Oh, I've been looking at the spoiler log for the last few minutes.
Uh-oh.
Okay. As you're down to 4 hearts, gonna have to be a little careful. Maybe want to pull out that cape. Still in pretty good shape. It's definitely a fight he can handle.
Yeah, and being that's the perfect spot for Ganon to be right there to get those spin slashes in. And now he's into phase number 3.
Okay, that phase 2 is, of course, is always the most difficult phase. And he should be fine from here.
Well, if I remember right, even on Blue Mail, those bats are that's a 4 hearts. If I remember right,
I believe the bats don't hit for as much. It's the Ganon hugs that would one hit KO him. I think it's 2 for the bats. And yes, Desert Palace. In fact, the big chest of Desert Palace, which they could have gone and gotten. And gets very nicely as you're getting 2 sword spins before even having to do the torch glitch, and does still get the torch glitch. So very nicely done.
Where'd you say the silvers were at?
Desert big chest.
Holy cow! They passed that up.
They could have gone and gotten it.
That's not too far out. I'm kind of surprised they passed that one up.
I'm not surprised that. Actually, I'm not. I mean, it's probably about time neutral. If you're confident in your Silveros fight, then I could definitely see passing that up.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not confident in mine, so.
Yeah.
and
well, that's why these two are playing and we're talking about it, so,
That's right, and right there, azder takes down Ganon. All he got to do now is cross the 1x3 bridge, which I'm sure he'll do. And he goes across in a time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 35 seconds. Get your GGs into chat there for azder. That was one heck of a race. And
very nicely done.
Chelsea not too far behind either, finishing up.
No, she's done very, very well, and especially considering some of the trouble she had early on in that Turtle Rock, having to go through that with just a fighter sword, not having picked up that fire rod. Very, very nicely done from Chelsea.
So I think the big question is, though, now, since we do know where that ice rod is, will Chelsea pick it up?
Maybe.
I still can't believe that's where the ice rod was at. I mean, out of all the places that the ice rod can be, and that's where it is here on this race. I say, good thing this is not Mystery Week, where we have to go and do Turtle Rock after we defeat Agatu. And Now, Chelsea here about 2 rooms away from taking on Trolldorm 2.
Will she? I mean, she's been hovering the rest of the seed.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, come on. After all the hovering, she has to hover this.
Yeah, she's got it. Yeah, she's got to hover. And yep, here she goes. Not fair. Not fair. But so awesome, though. If I could give her a virtual high five, I am giving her a virtual high five right now.
Yeah, very nicely done. Yeah, it's something I don't plan on ever learning to do, but you know, I'm very impressed with those that do. I'm not gonna. If I lose a race to a hoverer, then that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I've seen the explanations of how to hover. I've seen the tutorials on how to hover. Nope, I'm lucky if I get like 1 step off the bridge.
Ooh, nice double there. Unfortunately, gets hit by the blue ball.
And there goes Aga 2. Aga 2 is down.
All right, and since Chelsea's about to go into the Ganon fight, I think we're just going to go ahead and wait on the interviews until she finishes up. Nice start.
And there's
that double spin.
Yep, there's phase 2. Unfortunately, not getting the really nice setup that what azder did up there.
Yeah, that upper
corner.
right corner is the corner you want, but still does a very nice job using that hook shot and the iframes from the hook shot very well. And we're already in phase 3. And yeah, we found the arrows in Desert Palace. We just didn't bother to pick them up. Granted, Chelsea has no arrows anyway, so it wouldn't have helped her. Although, of course, she would have used fewer silvers, but...
Yeah, that was quite interesting that both bows were in Desert Palace.
And 2 swords in Eastern.
Yep. Such a weird seed. Oh, looks like Miss Metroid came to the rescue and she fixed our shout-outs to our runners.
Yeah, there we go. I
there
definitely appreciate Miss Metroid, one of our hard-working SG people.
Yeah, and right there, Chelsea takes down the big pig here. Gonna cross the bridge in an official time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. Throw your GGs into chat there. And I believe we have most of our runners in chat.
We have Azder and Aussie, and hopefully we'll get Chelsea and Lockin to join us as well. GG's Azder and Aussie.
Thank you.
GG.
Okay, so I'd say the biggest routing difference between the two of you after Tower of Hera, they went straight up to do all the other mountain stuff. So Chelsea was in Turtle Rock, and Chelsea joining us, and looks like Locke as well. Chelsea having a real hard time in Turtle Rock with just a fighter sword. That's really rough. Whereas Azder, you did Thieves Town and died to blind, which, you know, hammer blind is difficult. But the fact that you're able to get that fire rod, I just think was made your Turtle Rock so much faster and so much easier.
Yeah, that was the difference. In my plan, I wanted him to go into Turtle Rock with just the fighter sword, no fire rod. But then the fire rod helps so much with the pokies. Like the pokies are pretty dangerous. But then he had to deal with Thieves Town and Hammerbags without the blue mail or the sword. It's a bit of a trade-off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I had an issue. The hair small cues in the back of tavern, and Aussie mentioned it like a while ago, and I didn't do it with all of Cat because it's just like, oh, you've got flute, you can just go back there. But I forgot to go pick it up before, so the hair ended up being 2 trip.
Yep. Yep. Notice that as well. Also, I gotta ask, we waited a while to pick up that half magic.
Yeah, I didn't see it until about he was going to Hera, I guess. That's when I first saw it.
I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, I guess Chelsea just was the smart one of the
she
four
just
of you,
picked it
because she
up.
just picked it up.
Then she, at some point, says, "That half hour." I'm like, "Where'd you get that? Like, what?" She's like, "Link's house." I'm like, "I never looked there." Oh,
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I-
I had it, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was in Link's house. I just grabbed it."
I mean, it's fair. Like,
With him, my starting route is I pick up Link's house and then I go do Houlihan to kind of give Locke some time to process what's going on.
Hmm.
And we
yeah.
didn't even really need that money other than for, I guess, Pod. But
The thing too is, I had mentioned the Bombos and Chicken House, and I meant to have Chelsea pick it up, but I completely forgot it when I was just like, "Yeah, just do back a bar for the Harris Mall, then go to Millie Moldorm." So, otherwise, she would have had Bombos for the Poke Room. Would have made
That would
way
have helped.
smoother.
Yeah, that would have helped a lot.
well, he did ask me. He's like, "Do you want it for ice?" I'm like, "Nah, I have half magic. I'm fine." But we kind of didn't think about the whole Turtle Rock thing. I didn't. Well, him.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking. That's when I do these races. I don't think. I turn brain off and just play video game.
So Aussie, at what point did you figure out that book had some importance in Eastern?
I think it was when we were planning to go into Turtle Rock. I was looking for swords. And it was like first swords on Floating Island, but where are the other swords? And there's one on Ether Tablet, and that's not helpful. And then it was like the Eastern Big, but we'd already done Eastern by then.
Yeah, and I forget what the Eastern Big was, but if I recall, it
was in
wasn't
the back of
someplace.
Skull,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was also really out of the way.
It really was.
Yeah, so there's a lot of bad swords in this one.
Yep.
It wasn't like it was tricky because that sword wasn't that terrible. Like you could route it in if you wanted, but the problem was like it's just the opportunity cost is hard to measure sword versus sword, and it was
And they all
almost-
just kind of linked into all each other as well.
yeah.
So it's hard to route that, I think.
Throw a tablet sword in there and it complicates things too.
Speed gaming dream. Chat loves that. Chat
Oh,
loves
they do.
their
They do.
sword on tablet.
Well, you know, their favorite.
favorite.
Chat's waiting for the day where we get the book on pad and like 2 swords on tablets and the like third one on GT or something dumb like that.
I also had to like while we were trying to figure out if we needed tempered sword or not, we decided that I wanted it because I wasn't getting silvers, and also had to explain to me a few times like why. Like he kept saying both bows were in desert, but he had to explain to me a few times why I wasn't going to be getting.
I
I
really appreciate the a few times part because the amount of times I'm like, wait, Locke, explain these things to me again. Like I really appreciate that on a personal level.
Yeah.
So about those,
explain this again.
About those. So I mean, I figure for runners of your caliber, probably not. At best, it'd be time neutral, but I can't imagine for you guys it would have been worth to go get those silvers in the big chest. I mean, you didn't have to touch the main part of desert because you just able to go to the back.
Oh, was it big chest? Or
No,
was it
big
the
key
right
chest.
side?
Big chest.
Big
Yeah,
key
big
chest.
key chest.
Yeah,
Big
okay.
key chest?
Yeah,
I thought. Oh, maybe I looked at that wrong.
yeah. See that makes a big difference. And actually,
That makes more sense.
Actually, I heard big chest the first time, and
Well, apparently I read. Big chest,
if
so-
it was big chest, you would have absolutely gone straight to the big chest. I'm like, get those. But it
No,
was
okay,
big key
yes,
chest.
yeah, big
yeah,
key
that's
chest,
part of why
okay.
I was confused. Oh, and me going into Hera and me asking where So I actually didn't even really, I wasn't 100% sure I needed a Hera small key when I went to Hera, now that I think about it. Because, like, I went to Hera, and I'm just like, okay, which chest am I opening? And he's like, big key chest and compass. And I'm like, I don't have the key.
Oof. Yeah.
So it was sort of lucky that, like, Hera had so much value in it, as far as, like, it had mitts and hookshot, which are both really good navigational items. And the plan was to go to Turtle Rock after Hera, but then I'm just like, well, I'm getting hookshot out of here. There's not as much of a reason to do it now. But the mitts, getting the mitts first trip at least, made it not too bad to go back, because I could actually flute away, get to village really quick with the mitts, and get fire out and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you guys got the big key to Hera.
You guys collected so much more than me. Oh my goodness.
How much more was it?
17.
Damn.
What did you guys get?
Yeah, I
What
didn't
happened?
get everything.
I don't know.
I was... I think we're having too many issues
told them to get everything.
to actually pinpoint things.
I'm just
Okay, because
so
I know
impressed.
I can see the Burna. We skipped the Burna.
Yeah, burnup is because
Yeah, 'cause
blind
became her
was the sword
blind.
was.
Okay, yeah,
And
no,
it
that
still
makes
didn't
sense.
help me, because what did I do? I used Berna to not die to the crickets. That's
Oh
why.
no.
Oh, God, those crickets.
Yeah, it's a shame you didn't have that half magic.
Those
Yeah,
crickets
so-
actually... I'm usually okay with dodging the crickets, but they actually gave me, like, literally the worst patterns.
And boots, no sword.
Oh, I know about Ice Rod. Don't worry. I knew where
Yeah,
it
she
was.
knows. I knew as soon as
I
I saw
know.
the throw, like I was
I
like,
didn't
oh,
know.
hey, that's funny.
Locke was all like,
yeah.
you can
Why
get
did
Ice Rod if you want. And I was like, where is it? Moldorm? You know I'm not killing Moldorm. You know I'm not killing Moldorm.
so
He
so
actually knew... He actually told me where Ice Rod was way earlier into the seed, but he managed to
Same.
trick me into picking it up anyways.
I see.
Yeah, I knew Chelsea wasn't gonna kill Moldorm, so I was just like, I'm just gonna let her know where it is because it's funny.
I absolutely.
Oh,
I-
the shield and dam.
I got called a cheater so many times.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't
I'm
me.
guilty of that.
It wasn't me.
That was me. I'll admit it. It was me. It's not fair, but you know what? All power to you, Chelsea. That's amazing.
Yeah, if you can hover like
It's
that,
a-
then you
it's-
should.
It's
then
a
do it.
useless skill that I like doing. I will. Hold
It's not
that.
always useless.
I say,
Not always useless.
It's
you
not
didn't even
always
fall
useless.
once.
I did
mean,
fall once. I fell
Yeah.
on the way back from Spec Rock.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
I made it, which is that's not the end of the world.
No, it's
Making it across is the more important part. But yeah, didn't fall the other times. I guess.
Oh, you
I
went
was
forward
happy
in-
to get the mire.
You went forward into Spec Rock. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I was feeling spicy today. I was like, you know what? This is execution based week. Let's just go full, just hard in the paint.
It's a good call, I think, for this matchup.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, no. The Meyer one, I was all like, I told Locke, I'm like, I don't know, should I go for it? I'm like, I'll try it once, and then I got it, and I was very
Wait, the
happy.
Meyer one, like, did you get the sword and then hover?
I sure did.
Yeah, she sure did.
She sure did.
I sure did.
Nice. I tried to do that in one of our practice seeds, I think, and it didn't go well.
Yeah, my hovers have been awful lately, so I'm happy that they turned back on for a bit. It's one of those things that, like, sometimes it just doesn't, like, you just lose it. You just lose the tempo, and it's really hard to get back sometimes. And then you get in your own head. Anyways.
I really want to
It's a silly
answer this
bug.
question about the
Oh, the shield and the dam. Yeah, I'm wondering
Oh,
about
yes.
that too.
Okay, so it is probably not the best question to ask regarding the dam, but
Then you know the
So-
next question is, but answer this one first.
okay, so like forever ago, I remembered Aussie telling me that I was supposed to get something from the dam, or it was the flooded thing.
Before
And I was
first
just
Dark
like-
World trip.
Yeah. So I was just like, well, I can just get it. I could just pair it with Swamp, right? And he was like, yeah, I guess so. And then we were like, oh, it's a Turtle Rock key. I guess I can't because flippers are in T-Rock, so I need to get it. But then I forgot. and the key situation worked out anyways. But like much later in the scene when I was actually going into swamp, I was just like, hey, I was supposed to pick something up here, right?
Chelsea said the same thing. She saw the key outside in the sunken chest. She's like, "Oh, wasn't I supposed to get there?" I'm like, "Nah, you're fine. Sure, rock."
Oh, that's awesome.
I actually
was like, did I forget that? Is that important?
I didn't remember what it was, and then I picked it up afterwards, and I felt dumb.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw you pick that up. Like,
I don't.
I like
don't
that
know
would
if
have
we
been
had
useful because you
any-
could have skipped pokies.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
look,
actually
we-
remembered it. I remembered it in like a situation where I could have just as easily forgotten it, and it would have saved a bunch of time if I'd forgotten about it.
I was about to say that I don't think we made any little slip ups like that. Like I think I got every chest that I was told to and didn't like grab any extras. But we forgot to get another heart piece, Locke. Look at us.
Yeah, we sure did.
We're sitting here with three heart
You're
pieces.
set up
I
for
couldn't
the
find
one on the
full
way.
heal.
I
You're
was.
set up.
There's just none on the way. I also stopped looking like halfway through, so
Okay, so the beginning of the seed was a train wreck for me. It was around the time, I think pretty much everything after Turtle Rock is when I turned my gamer pants on and I started playing a lot better. The first half,
Yeah.
I just don't know what was going on in my brain.
Oh.
I was having an asthma attack. That's the excuse I wanted
I found
to.
the piece of heart that you could have grabbed to make it to 4. Mini Helma room.
Oh no!
Didn't I ask in that room, is there anything I should grab?
Probably. I'm pretty sure you were next
Oh
to the
my
right
God.
chest there, so yeah, probably.
I love spoiler week.
Chalice
know,
is gonna have a great time on Sunday.
So last season, my boy Locke here, and I'm gonna tell this story every time because I'm still mad about it. Sent me into a pendant school woods for no reason.
Yep,
Absolutely none.
sure did. It was great.
I'm just
She's like,
glad-
"Why am I beating Moth?" I'm like, "I don't know. Why are you beating Moth?"
I was
After the
like-
pendant drops, I'm like,
and it was
What?
it was like a 3-heart hammer moth. It was not it was a hard fight. It was a hard fight. It was not an easy
You
fight.
should continue to tell that story. Absolutely.
It is a good one. Anyways, that didn't happen today, so that's great. I do
I-
appreciate that.
did still send her into a pendant dungeon though. I will stand by that.
That's fine. I was supposed to be there.
All right. So Sunday we get to the rematch. Azure and Ozzy switching places, and I guess is it Fantalis taking your place, Chelsea, for with Locke still piloting?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm still
talk,
piloting.
That's what I'm seeing.
talk to Fantalis, and maybe we can do a switcheroo. But no, I think
I
me
mean,
piloting is a
I
bad
might talk to Phallus and see if he wants to be a pilot, and we'll switch up that way. But
I think the schedule's already in, but it's
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
we
in
can
the
do that.
schedule.
We'll talk about this later.
yeah.
No, I'm just asking if that's what you guys have set up. I'm not telling you
Yeah.
you should change it. I mean, that's you set it up that way for a reason. But
I
that's
believe
the rematch. It looks like
plan.
it'll be Sunday at 5:00.
Yeah, they got this. They'll crush. I'm sure.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Asper, thank you. I'm just glad that it was 5 minutes. That is
Yeah.
more than happy. And once I got into GT, I was like, all right, I'm not getting blown out of the water. That's all I want
Yeah.
is to have it.
Nah, you played well, Chelsea.
relatively
Yeah, we,
close. Thank you.
we knew this week was going to be tough. It's okay. Next week against Forfeiters or Us, I got this. I'm going to take out the entire team.
Yeah, mystery time.
Again.
Yeah, thank you guys for the race. It was fun.
Yep, thank you. Spoiler week is a ton of fun.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. I mean, yeah, I called you a cheater, Chelsea, but you know what? I have much respect and much love for you.
Aw, thanks. Back at you.
And of course, always fun to see Asi and Azder getting to be teammates instead of being rivals, as they often are in certain other games.
I had a friend say that if we somehow won, we had to tell Azder to go back to us.
We sure did.
Asi
But-
is also an SM. So
I'm not gonna
they're
name
both
drop
back.
who it was, but
Uh-oh.
Should I?
you can do what you want. Anyways, I wasn't gonna do that, even if
It was Futon.
Even if-
Futon said it.
And the
Oh.
rivalry is born.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to add before we go ahead and close out not just this race, but the day of matches?
Oh,
Yeah,
A
I've had
nice
enough.
full day.
Thank you
my
guys
mic-
for commentating.
Yeah, thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you. My mic was broken for the last 5 minutes.
Oh!
But yeah, okay. You know, that was fun. It was kind of a mess. It was fine, I should say.
A fun mess. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Fun mess.
Ugh, and then I see, like, out of the practices we did, I think this is the one where Aussie had the most issue routing, and
Really?
yeah,
This was our best.
the ones that he routed for me went smoothly, and the ones that I routed for him were a train wreck. And
Oh
this
man, so
was
you're saying we should have swapped?
this was not as smooth as the practices.
Yeah.
But
So
I think you still haven't done a Turtle Rock Crystal yet.
you're right. We've. I think it's been 4. Has it been 5 T-Rock pendants? No, we did a crystal once. I don't remember.
In all the league races?
No,
I've
it's
had
the practices.
Oh, just
I-
practices. Okay.
Yeah, we've had like 4 or 5 T-Rock pendants in a row, something like that now. And it's always
Alright,
been
Rod.
required. But yeah, hopefully next time I don't route too much of a train wreck as much as I did in practice.
I was just happy it wasn't an Aga seed. I've been getting Aga seeds up the wahoo, and I'm so sick and tired of them.
I want an Aga seed because it gives the
No!
pilot way more time to do
It
things
does.
properly.
The last one I had to do, I was like fighter sword, 3 hearts, nothing. I had nothing,
That's bad.
and I was just having a meltdown. It's just when you're used to NMG and having a master sword, you have to change things so drastically, and that's difficult for me sometimes.
Yeah, well, the fighter sword, when you don't if you get fighter sword, then you get, maybe you have a fire rod or silver arrows or, other nice items that could compensate, but that doesn't sound like you had that, so.
Yeah. Nope. Sure didn't. I didn't have. I think all I had in my pocket was a cape and a fighter sword. So just, it's never a situation you want to be in.
No, definitely not.
But you got to on your feet. But yeah, thank you everyone for putting this on. It was a good time.
See you
I'm
on
excited to have a
Sunday.
week off. I haven't had a week off since the league started, so I'm excited to not do anything.
I haven't played
enjoy
in League
it.
for a whole month, so
Yeah, I played first week and I'm actually playing again next week.
Aussie's been playing the last 3 weeks, so. All right. So, anything else anyone wants to add? And
GG's.
all right. Okay, so this is finally the last race of tonight. We had a full afternoon and evening of races. Tomorrow, I'm going to try and run down the schedule real quick, but pretty much starting at 11 a.m., almost every hour on the hour. We're starting at 11 a.m. We have the Spoils versus Team Jaime, Dr. Marty O versus Kermit. At noon, Fendrana Drifters versus Sphere Affinity, Megawalk versus Sabotender. At 1, Double Dippers versus Old Swag Jackson, T-Stew versus Magnificent. At 2, we have 2 races, I Like Big Boots versus Never Do Chicken, Zero Rush versus Dracaris. And forfeiters are Us versus Did You Check Your Boot, Warfig versus Humbug. At 3 o'clock, we have Pug Trio versus Opt Got Good, Weighty Words versus Nielsen Alex 92. At 3:30, we have I Like Big Boots versus Never Do Chickens, Relkin versus Wolfie. And then we get a little bit of a break. But at 8 o'clock, we have 2 matches. They vetoed our acronym versus WJPDTB, Act the Boker versus In the Name of DT. And Waffle House Drive-Thru versus Wu-Tang Clan, Salty Fire versus Emo Saru. And then at 10 o'clock, we have the last race of the day. We'll have Tyler Ramirez versus the Immortals, RD Walsh versus Duke Firebird. So another full day of Link to the Past Randomizer League action. So don't miss any of it, unless you don't have good enough internet to watch 2 streams at once during those double hours. But definitely a lot of good quality coming tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely going to be a lot of great races tomorrow, and even on Sunday too. I mean, Sunday not so many races, but still a lot of wonderful spoiler log action. So I know I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be a good time. But yeah, I'd like to thank our runners, Asder and ChelseyxLynn. I always put that X in the wrong place. I'm sorry.
Okay, I've heard a worse typo.
Make sure you follow them now that we've got those commands in chat proper. Go ahead and follow our runners, follow our tracker. Definitely want to give huge shout outs to T Sigma 6 doing the tracking. That's the hard job, not the easy job that we have talking about the game. And of course, to Bandman25 for joining me, and everybody behind the scenes at SpeedGaming for putting this on, and the organizers of the league. And Bandman, I'll let you close us out.
Yeah, definitely a great day of action. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching all the runners and all the races today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and wherever you are, please have a good night. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and have a great Thanksgiving. Night, y'all.